right, we are going to do phonics. So you're going to need page 91. It has a paw print. And today we're going to be talking about ild and child and eind and kind. So put me on pause. If you don't know how to put on pause, ask your parents to help you. Anytime you are confused or you just need to run and get a paper, then you need to know how to put me on pause. So if you need to go get that paper, page 91, phonics, go get it now. All right, so hopefully you paused and you got that paper. So today we're going to talk about ild and child and eind and kind. We're not going to drill any charts for today. We're just going to keep it short and sweet because I know you have a lot to do. We're going to concentrate on getting this classwork side of the worksheet done. Remember, your phonics says classwork at the bottom, way down here. It says classwork on page 91. So that's the side that we do in class. And we're going to just look on the board because we're going to notice that we've got one vowel in the word mild, but it's not going to follow the vowel rule because it actually sounds long. So it's not one vowel saying it's short sound. It's not mild, it's mild, but we're not going to mark it long because it's not following the two vowel rule. So we're going to circle it as a special sound on our chart. Ild and child. So there's mild. The weather today is mild. It's not too hot or too cold. And let's look at wildest. We've got our root word wild, and there's ild and child, and there's our suffix est, est, and biggest. Wildest. That was the wildest ride she'd ever been on. Then we've got behind. So this one, again, we can split it up and read it one syllable at a time. And we see it has IND, but that syllable looks like it only has one vowel. So we would think it would be short, but it's not because it's the special sound eind and kind. So we're going to circle eind and kind. And then in this word, remind, same thing. The second syllable has eind and kind. So we're going to circle eind and kind. And we will talk about the re part later in the year and the be part later in the year also. Now, on your paper in section 1, I want you to put me on pause while you choose the best word to finish each sentence. And then I will go over the answers for you. So you're going to figure out, read those words with eind and kind at the top and try to put them in the correct sentence. Put me on pause and see if you can get those answers correct. All right. Now, Mom will blank my music box. That's right. Mom will wind my music box. Maybe you've never had a music box. Maybe you didn't know that you have to wind it up. It has a little crank. How about the next one? Will you read it with me? Jesus healed the blank man by touching his eyes. What's the right word? Blind. Right. How about the next one? Read it with me. Dad will not have to blank me to put my books away. Remind. Hopefully when your parents ask you to do something, you do it right away so they don't have to remind you. It's easy to forget, but if we do it right away, then it gets done and no pestering, no bugging, no upset, right? Because it's done. It's the best, quickest way to do it. When Dad blanks coffee, I like to smell it. Now, we may not realize that coffee is actually a seed, a bean, and it has to be chopped up really, really small, and that's called grinding it up. So coffee grounds is what we call them because they've been ground up. So the word is grinds. When Dad grinds coffee, I like to smell it. Did you get them all right? Good, I hope so. If not, then fix them. You can put me on pause to fix it. Now we're going to look at the paw print today. That means we're learning something new. And if you ever get mixed up on your seat work when you're doing the other side and you need to look back on the front at that paw print to help you, then you do that. So the paw print says, read it with me, a long word may be divided between a vowel and a consonant. A vowel at the end of a syllable is usually long. Now, before we go any farther, let's review the two ways we've already learned how to divide long words, and then we'll add this third way. So let me just move my camera over to the other part of the board. All right, here we are. Remember, see this one? Yeah, double consonants. You may divide a long word between double consonants. The double consonants keep the first vowel what? Short. So this is what? Supper. If there were only one P, then it would actually be super with a long U. But since there are two P's, it's what? Supper. Did you have a nice supper last night? Some people call dinner supper. In some places, they actually call supper lunch. Now, let's look over here. Here's the second way to divide a long word. You may divide a long word between the root word and the suffix. So we have walking. Now remember, dividing words is helping us to cut a word into sections so that we can read it more efficiently and spell it more efficiently. And it just chops it up into little bites. It's like you wouldn't eat a whole pizza in one bite. You'd have to eat it one bite at a time. And that's what we have to do with our words also. Now, let's look at the new way we're going to divide words. Sometimes a word doesn't look very long, but it's actually more than one syllable. And so we try to read it and figure it out, and we might say music, and it doesn't work, does it? So it could be that this first vowel is long because we don't have double consonants, just like in super, we didn't have double P's. So what we're going to do is that means we're going to divide it immediately after the long vowel. Music. There we go. And that way in our second syllable, we've got our little short vowel tucked right in the middle. Sick, music. The S sounds a little bit more like a Z though, doesn't it? Music. Now, let's look at the next one. So, we know it's not Tigger because there'd be two G's, right? Remember Tigger, the bouncy guy in the Winnie the Pooh stories? So, this is not Tigger. It's got one G, and the I is going to be long, and we're going to divide right after. So you may divide a word right after the long vowel. So it's going to be tiger. Now, I want you to look at your paper, and where the paw print is, there's exactly what I was telling you with the words music, tiger, and super. A long word may be divided between a vowel and a consonant. A vowel at the end of a syllable is usually long. Now notice the examples they gave. They gave music with the long U, so they divided right after the long U. And then shiver, the I was not long, so they're not going to divide right after the vowel. They're going to divide after the V, shiv-er. So that makes the first syllable shiv with the short vowel tucked in the middle. Shiv. So that I is short. So we're not going to divide right after the I. We're going to divide instead after the V. Now, in section 2, you're going to read the words and draw a line to divide the words. Let's do it together. All right, the first word is secret. Do you hear that long E? Yes, divide immediately after that long E. Secret. Let's go across. Oh, we already saw that one, didn't we? Tiger. Mark the I long, and then divide right after that long I. Now the next one, it's kind of tricky because it doesn't have double consonants, but it actually, if you sounded it out and you tried shadow, that wouldn't be a word, would it? So it's going to be shadow. So is the vowel long or short? That's right, it's short. So we're going to mark the A with a short sound. So we're not going to divide right after the vowel. We're going to divide right after the D. So it's shadow, shadow. Let's do the next one. Is it never or never? Never. So the E is what? Short. So we're not going to divide right after the E. We're going to divide after the V. So it's nev, never. Let's look at the next one. Is it pretend or pretend? Pretend. So the E is what? Long. So we're going to divide right after that long vowel. Remember, if the vowel is long at the end of a syllable, then we divide right after that long vowel. And then the last one, is it acorn? Oh, maybe it could be ucorn, and adopt. No, ucorn doesn't sound right either. How about acorn? Yes, the A is long. So we're going to divide right after the A, right between the A and the C. So we've got A is the first syllable and corn is the second syllable. Now, be good with your listening ears. I'm going to do the puppy dog dictation and see if you can get them right. Let me go get it. Hold on. We're going to start with writing blends. I'm going to say a word and you write the blend. Here we go. Slush. Write the blend, circle the special sound, and mark the vowel. Slush. You should have written S-L-U with a short mark and circle SL. Be sure you're thinking and writing. The next one is cracker. Cracker. Circle the special sound and mark the vowel. Cra is the beginning of cracker with a and cur in crab. Cracker. The next one is cape. Cape. Did you remember to start it with C? Because C goes before the other three, A, O, and U. Cape. Did you mark the A long? Oh, maybe you thought that that was supposed to have a special sound and it didn't. Oh, getting a little tricky here, aren't we? It's just a C. C-A, cape. And the A is long, so we don't need to circle anything. And the last one is animal. Can you write the beginning of the word animal? Did you hear an? Animal. Very good. Did you get them all right? Let's see if you can get the bottom words right, and then you can give your puppy dog a bone and draw a bone in his mouth. Here we go. On the second row, I want you to write the whole word now. I want you to write the word fuzzy. Fuzzy. Did you write F-U-Z-Z-Y? Uh-oh. We might not have known to double those Z's because we haven't talked much about adding the Y, but Y is a suffix, fuzz, and sometimes, you know what, even the root word fuzz has double Z's. So some words do have double Z's. That was a tricky one. You don't need to mark anything on it. Fuzzy. If you missed it, that's okay. Go ahead and fix it. The next word is, remember, anytime I'm going too fast, put me on pause for a second or two, fix it, and then get me going again. You can't do that in the classroom, can you? All right, the next word is darker. Darker. All right, we're going to figure the root word first. Dark. We do not have a short vowel, so we're not going to put CK. And then we hear and bigger for our suffix. Darker. Is that what you wrote? I'm going to run out of room here, so I'm going to bring my screen over here. Hopefully you already fixed fuzzy and you know that one. All right, we're going to go to the next one is hotter. Hotter. I know, my humming isn't very good, but I was giving you a hint. Let's see. Hot. I know you know how to write hot. Now, before we add the suffix ER, do you remember what we need to do? Because the vowel is short and it has only one consonant. That's right. Hot has one T, but this is what's true. Hotter has two. Hotter and hottest have two. Hopefully you remembered that. If not, add that extra T in there. And our last word is, oh, Sean's going to like this one. Our last word is chicken. Can you write it? That's right. We're going to have to put CK because the vowel is short. And then we're going to add N and sharpen. So we've got the root word chick and then our suffix EN. Chicken. Excellent. That's all we're going to do in phonics today for class time. But remember, you're going to do the back side of that during your seat work time. And of course, you're at home, so you're more flexible. If you feel like after you finish phonics class, you want to go ahead and do that back side, then you can do that. If you want to wait till, later and do all your seat work together like we do in class, to get the back side or the other side of your worksheet done, then you can do it that way. It's really up to you and your parents and your schedule since you're at home. I'm missing you. The classroom is way, way, way too quiet. And you have a good afternoon. I'll be sending some more videos. You've learned all the penmanship letters, but I want to just say a few things about penmanship. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.